So we were talking about songs and song titles and so on, which, if they were to come out these days, might be deemed as
Well,
not.
people wouldn't understand it. Number one. I mean, I guess there's some songs that come out now that people don't understand, but songs that people want to understand have got no relevance, or they could be classed as being a little bit risque for today, or just downright funny. I mean, one that came to light straight away for me, we're going on a Tuppenny bus ride.
Now, Tuppenny bus ride.
That's a great song. It's by Anita Harris. You know, Anita Harris, great, obviously very, very underrated. She was a big star in her time, but still very underrated and beautiful voice right up until she's still with us today. But we're going on a Tuppenny bus ride was the song that she had, and I thought that was a great song. And when I was doing this, putting this stuff down, I thought I'd play it again, so I played it, and it's so good because it's penny for this and a penny for that. But you wouldn't release that today, would you? Because nobody would have a clue.
No, but it's not offensive, is it?
No, it's not offensive. That's what I said. It's just a name that it wouldn't work because nobody would have a clue.
I thought you were talking about the word tuppence, but
yes, you could do. Yes,
that's what you were getting at. And I was sort of thinking of your mind and thinking, how are you thinking this?
No, not at all.
Said something, getting into trouble.
No, definitely not. It was in the genuine sense of a Tuppenny bus ride.
Because it's old money, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes, old money. Of course, even today, I mean, Tuppenny bus ride. And the bus ride now, subsidised by the government in the UK, is £2, isn't it?
Yeah, we're getting on a £2 bus ride.
£2 a bus ride. So there's still a clue in it. And I did listen when I listened to the song. I thought, oh yeah, maybe could they work that into it? You know. And then there was another one here, and I like this one as well. This is from Elmer Cogan.
Oh yeah.
Last Night on the Back Porch. Now that just conjures up everything, doesn't it? Last night on the back porch.
Have you got a back porch at your house?
We haven't got a back porch, but I wonder if Elmer has. Oh, sorry. See what I mean? You can automatically think.
Well, you can.
Yeah, I can. Yes,
everybody else can.
Yeah, and I just thought it was, it's an odd.
So what was she doing last night on the back porch?
Well, and we have to think that I guess Elmer Cogan, and I remember Elmer Cogan. I'm sure she was a lady that she used to wear glitzy gowns. And she was put on TV when television started. That's how long she'd been going. Long time.
I was going to say, all the songs that she came out with, like Dreamboat and all that stuff, that was in the 1950s, wasn't it?
In the 50s. And she was one of the first people to go on TV, and they had to ask her to dress down because the cameras couldn't cope with all the glitz.
No, really?
Yes. So how things have changed from that.
But funny, we talk about the 50s as if it wasn't that long ago, but actually we're closer to the 2050s than the 1950s.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Isn't it? I mean, 2023. I mean, 37 years' time is going to be the 50s.
Yes. Yeah. Wow. Amazing.
Yeah. That's just.
Yeah. Thanks for reminding us of that.
Make you feel old.
It makes me feel old. Yes. Not that I would remember when. Well, I do remember. No, I better not say that. Yes, I do remember before TV, but that's another story. And then how about this one? You couldn't do this one now. I don't think. Ahab the Arab.
No, you wouldn't. No,
you wouldn't be able to do that now, would you? You just
on many levels. No,
on so many levels that just wouldn't happen now, would it?
No,
that was Ray Stevens, and he was a comic entertainer, wasn't he?
He was, yes, and I suppose, Ahab. He came out with that because it rhymed, but yeah.
But you can't have Ahab the Arab now. I mean, it's not one of those things that you'd hear on. We play some old stuff here, but I don't think we'd ever bother with that. We might play his streak one. He did the streak, didn't he?
Yeah, he did the streak and turn your radio on and all that stuff.
Yes, he did. Yeah, he did. And then another one. I love this one. Loretta Lynn and Conway Twitty. Now, you imagine you were introducing these on the radio at the time.
You better explain for younger listeners like me who Loretta Lynn and Conway Twitty were.
Well, they were country singers.
Right.
Yeah. So you know Loretta Lynn. You know the name Loretta, and you know the name Conway Twitty. Come on.
I've heard the name. Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
The bloke that I used to when you and I first when you started as a broadcaster, you've done it the other way around. You went straight to the BBC.
Yes.
I went straight to hospital radio, which is how I started. And there was a bloke that I used to work with, and I used to do his buttons for him, as we called it. I used to play the songs while he did the talking. And his name was Frank Smith, but he called himself Eddie Gerald.
Oh, good old Eddie.
And you know him, you know.
I know Eddie.
And Eddie was a local bloke who had a pretend.
No. He was from Canada.
No, he had a pretend Canadian accent.
Yeah.
I was going to say he was a local bloke who ran a newsagent, an off license, and but he had a pretend Canadian accent because he used to work on the pirate radio stations. I think he was on an oil rig somewhere, wasn't he? And he worked with some Canadian people, and he thought, "I like your accent. I'll copy that." And I'm getting rid of all of his. He's probably dead now, isn't he? If he isn't, he'd be about 110 now.
Yeah, he'd be getting on. Yeah,
he'd be getting on. But he was a nice old chap. But he did have a lovely voice, I must admit. But
he did. Yes.
Yeah. But he honed his voice over the years.
Well, I remember I said to you that I'd worked with Eddie Gerald in a strip club.
Yes, I remember. Yeah,
when he was the DJ in a strip club.
Does that mean if he was the DJ and you worked with him, you were the stripper?
Well, no, because we took it in turns.
What?
Yeah. Just yes. Anything for money, me, anything for money. Why not?
Yeah.
But yes, so we would play the music for the strippers.
Yes, no, I remember that. Yeah,
in those days. So and there's so many great stories I've got.
I'm sure there are.
So many.
Yes. When the buttons anyway, press the buttons and play the records. Yes. With Gerald. It seemed that every week he'd play a Conway Twitty song in one thing or another. Yeah, he was a big Conway Twitty fan. Yeah.
Yeah, so Loretta Lynn and Conway Twitty would be classed as sort of at the time. Well, I think Conway Twitty also became more of a pop star as well. He sort of crossed over to a pop star, but they were held as the king and queen at one stage of country music. But they had a song out. You're the reason our kids are ugly.
Is that the title?
You're the reason our kids are ugly.
And is that saying, is she saying that to him, or is he saying?
Well, they are. That's it. It's one of those. Because look, early countries. Well, I'm not saying early countries, but a lot of countries. If you're talking about folk music, was about ships coming on the horizon and whatever. Yeah. But country music was always about getting married and falling apart and finding somebody else and getting divorced, was it? That's what they
it was sort of like shotgun weddings, wasn't it?
Yeah. So it was. I think you'll find it was both of them saying, "You're the reason our kids are ugly." So they weren't getting on too well together.
Can you imagine putting that out now? If a I don't know, like a rapper were to do that song?
Yeah.
You're the reason our kids are ugly.
Yeah, maybe what we should do, we should dig it up for next week and play it on next week's program. You're the reason our kids are ugly, and maybe then we can record it ourselves as the Old Brits and release it, not as a rap song, but we'll put a C at the beginning of it.
Yeah.
It'll become a rap song.
I want to see if I've got it.
A rap song, okay? And I'd say, isn't it? You like this one? You'll love this one from Jimmy Buffett.
Oh yeah.
Well, we all know Jimmy Buffett, don't we?
Yeah.
My head hurts, my feet stink, and I don't love Jesus. I mean, you just got to think when he was writing that, he must have had a few glasses, mustn't he? My head hurts, my feet stink, and I don't love Jesus. And I have saved the best, I think, till last. But but you have you got any ideas of any songs that you think would be not necessarily right today?
I can't think off the top of my head. No.
So it was a couple more. This is an odd one, really, because you have to think about the song. If you've heard the song, you'll know the song, Gasoline Alley Bread.
Gasoline Alley Bread.
Yeah, do you remember the song?
No.
Oh, it's by the Hollies. You remember the Hollies?
Right, okay.
Yeah, it was a song by them. It was a really good song.
Gasoline Alley Bread.
Gasoline Alley Bread.
Well, there would have been a stupid title for even when they brought that out.
Well, there you go. I mean, but I suppose at the time, I mean, Gasoline Alley.
Yeah. I don't know. I've thought of a song that would be offensive now.
Go on then.
If Queen were to have released Fat Bottom Girls now, that wouldn't go down very well with
Oh no, that's right.
People who get offended over the shape
and over anything.
Yeah,
over anything.
Yeah.
But when that song came out, Fat Bottom, it was on the record company I worked for. They had they had lots of displays. Record shops in those days used to do big displays, and they had Fat Bottoms imagery fat bottoms with bikinis on, and they had a little motor on them, so they moved. So the bottoms moved. Yes. So these displays, and they used to be fantastic displays. We used to be some really good displays. And they had these bottoms that moved. It was they were quite good. I've only got 25 left now.
Have you?
Yes, so I just keep them moving.
What a cheek!
What a cheek! Yeah, what a cheapskate! Here's the final song. The final song, the weirdest song. I don't think there's, unless, dear listener, unless you know one that's worse than this. Gilly Gilly, Ossen Feather, Casanella Nova by the Sea.
Yeah, and I remember the song, but I don't understand the lyrics.
No. So I think that's one of those songs people would go, what? What on earth is all that about? And I don't know what it's about, but you know, it was. I think the cover version was by Max Bygraves. Max Bygraves.
Max Bygraves, who also would be about 110 now. He passed away,
and the rest
not that long ago. Actually, he lived to quite an age, didn't he?
Well, he was classed as a singer comedian, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
but he wasn't a comedian.
Came from the East End of London, didn't he?
I don't know. I don't know where he came from.
Yeah,
but, you know, but he had that song, and he did the one that you referenced last week, the Pink Toothbrush.
Oh yeah,
his as well. You referenced that last week, and I think perhaps that's what planted the seed in me to think about weird songs because of you saying that last week. So all this is your fault.
Is it?
Yes, all of it is only your fault for me.
I think actually I didn't make reference to "You're a Pink Toothbrush and I'm a Blue Toothbrush," which is a Max Bygraves song. I think it was Chris Criddle who came up with that a few weeks ago.
Was it?
I don't recall. I might have said it last week. I have no idea what I said last week. I have no idea what I said yesterday.